Relaunch the NFTs on Avalanche by offering a marketplace which has a different approach, which will be UX and UI center. UX is user experience. We always collect feedback from our community, and but we also believe that having a vision where you want to go is extremely important. So having that vision and delivering on the vision is extremely important to make sure that the users can understand what you are trying to get or what you're trying to achieve through your process. So this is the beta interface of our NFT marketplace. So we just launched it a few weeks ago, and we are listing the top collections that you might already know on Avalanche. Basically, we have already indexed all collections that are available on the Avalanche blockchain. When we started developing the marketplace, the Joepegs marketplace, basically in this indexing phase, we found all the NFTs that were ever created on the chain, and had to figure out, okay, how do we filter out whatever people try to mint and versus the collections, which are the real collection that people trade already maybe on other NFT marketplaces, and how can we offer secondary listing and sales directly. So after we indexed all NFT collections, we reached out to our partners. And when I say our partners, it really means that since we are the #1 DEX, we have relationship with every single protocol of the blockchain of Avalanche. And that's why for us, it's very easy and pleasurable to talk to these partners, because they are active parts of the ecosystem. Most of them are GameFi protocols, so we are already in contact with them for their token. Let's say, for example, Opper's Game, they were a Rocket Joe launch with the Fly token, so we supported them with the token creation and token management and support with the launch of their protocol. And now that we launched the marketplace, we were very happy to support also the NFT part of this of their game. And we have collections which have 1 tick or 2 ticks. 2 ticks is going to be more the partners that are very well known within the ecosystem, that are OG of the NFT scene of Avalanche. So in this case, we have an image from Firat, which is a very well-known NFT artist that we are in contact with since many months. And we are so looking forward to work with all NFT projects on the chain. So when we look at a collection, so in this case, Party Animals, another very well-known OG collection of Avalanche, could easily be that you have seen many of your preferred Avalanche influencers using one of these PFP. Luigi, for example, Luigi De Meo utilizes an honorary Party Animals as his profile picture since many months. So this is how the interface looks like. What you see here is all the Party Animals NFT collections which are available, and we put also on our marketplace, and anyone which currently owns NFT from Party Animals in this case can go to this same interface, connect their wallet, list their NFT on the platform, and participate into the secondary sale on the Joepegs marketplace. Now, this is a blockchain 101. So besides the very basics, I wanted to make it a bit nerdy because we are all here for the blockchain. So let's talk a bit about blockchain. There is a front end, which is the part that all of you see here, but there is also a back end. So let's talk about this simple NFT. What you see here are properties, so the different properties of this specific NFT, and then, for example, you see the royalties, the contract address, token ID here to the bottom. So that's the part where I want to dig a bit deeper into how does it work if you actually are interacting on-chain with an NFT, or how does it look like? So what you see here is, in this case, the NFT contract of party animals. It's open to anyone. Anyone could see the same information. And what you can see here is actually the same information that we displayed on the front end, and anyone can access. But this is a bit more the interesting part. For example, you could see that party animal was initially minted for 2 AVAX. This specific unit of measure is in decimals. So it was 2 AVAX. There were a total of 10,000 minted NFTs. Each wallet could claim maximum 10, and then the price changed after 4,000. These are details that really do not matter too much, but if you are doing your own research, it's information that is interesting to know. So what is this royalty value? That's where it gets very interesting. As we were seeing before, we have royalties 3%. So every smart contract tells to the NFT marketplace, we, creators of this NFT collection, want to we demand royalties on every transaction that happens on this specific collection. And they want to get 3% by contract. So the contract is there to be read. This 3% is rewarded to the owner of the collection. So we have the owner in this case, and you will see with this information that you will imagine. So can I just create an NFT collection, set royalties, whatever, and get the money back? Actually, every marketplace has to respect these royalties. By default, royalties are not collected. It's the NFT marketplace that has to respect the royalties that are written in the smart contract and to honor these conditions. So what, for example, some collections do is that they do not allow secondary listing on marketplaces which, like blacklist marketplaces on their contract, which do not respect these royalties. But this opens very interesting topics regarding what does it mean to be a marketplace and to partner with a collection. Because there are also then potential strategies that you could do. Maybe you want to offer for a certain period of time free royalties, or different other possibilities. Let's just have a look at more other little conditions. We know that even though the maximum mintable was 10,000, not every collection actually sells out. So here we just know that actually 10,000 NFTs were minted out of 10,000, so the collection sold 100% of them. But you will actually notice now number of honoraries, 46. So there are extra 46 NFTs. So the collection is actually 10,046 in total, because these 46 honoraries are given, for example, to Luigi De Meo in this case, or Kevin, or other people that deserved it according to the party animals fault. Honoraries in the NFT world means that when you are an influencer, you are basically getting a free NFT with your image or at your liking. So some NFT look very special and very cool. They are usually a gift that is given to these influencers or to whoever they love, and then it's up to the honorary receiver to know if they want to sell it or not. It's actually one of these big topics in the space. I got an honorary. Shall I sell it? Depends on the collection, honestly. If it's really you, you're selling yourself basically to the market. So you might want to, it depends really on the collection. But if you find an honorary on the market, then usually they have a big value because they are special, and that's beyond rarity. Now, let's look a bit more into transactions. On the bottom right, you are seeing how the transactions look like on the Joepegs marketplace. So the history of this specific NFT was that it was transferred, and then there was a sale today for 2.8 AVAX. And this is how it looks like on our marketplace. But actually, you could go on-chain and look exactly at all the transactions from this specific NFT and see the history of the NFT one-to-one. So as we can see here, there was a sale which happened today, and this is how the transaction ID is from who was owning it before and where it ended up after. So you see 0x90, 0x90, 0xc, 0xc. So it's the same. It's just a front end which tries to make more appealing what actually on-chain is available to anyone. And what you see as token ID is the number of the NFT. So this is NFT 5112 on-chain. One single transaction is even more details, in fact. What you're seeing here is how the single transaction looks like for the NFT. So you can see that it was sold again for 2.8 AVAX, and you see again the D 5112 from the collection party animals, and again from whom to whom the collection was transferred. However, you will see now different details now. If you remember well, there was a 3% fee for every transaction. So what you see as a different destination here is that some of these 2.8 arrived to the owner, to the person that sold it, 0x90, and then a percentage, which is the 3% of this transaction, went to the wallet of party animals, so the owner of the collection. This is how transactions look like on-chain. And using a different chain explorer from our friends from Avascan, we have a different perspective of the same transaction. So here you see the image of the NFT and all the details. It's exactly the same information between this previous screenshot and this screenshot, but they are just visualized in a different way because the blockchain is open to anyone. Anyone can actually look at the transactions on-chain and parse them and visualize them how they prefer. So at the end, our simple square with 3 transactions and this interface and the previous interface all display the same information in different ways. That's why user experience is so important in this world. You can make it as detailed and as nerdy as possible, but the users should care about what really matters to them. So we gather as an NFT marketplace to the users. We want the users to enjoy the experience. However, there is a complete war behind it, which is extremely fascinating and complex, and these on-chain transactions. So long live DeFi in this case. DeFi allows for unlimited uses that people can do with the chain, and NFTs is just one way of transacting on-chain, which is opening new possibilities. Now, we are also creating a launchpad with our marketplace, which is going to be delivered pretty soon, which will support the creators of NFT collections to launch their NFTs. Actually, like, it's one of the most complex things probably you'll want to understand. I'm an artist. I want to launch my NFT collection. How do I do it? And what's the best way to do it? I know how it looks like to buy and sell, but how do I launch my collection? And that's why we have created Launchpeg, which is going to be a Dutch auction NFT launchpad. Will allow for flat mint, but also Dutch auction, which means that the price goes from top to bottom of certain parameters. It's going to be permissionless. After a certain time, and we'll support our users. As of now, we are there to support any NFT creators which wants to launch with Launchpeg, and we are going to help with the creation of these contracts and all the parameters for the launch. And we are going to have the UX done right, because minting and launching a collection is extremely important. People have to put their money behind a collection that has not launched yet, so it's the hottest and most complex phase of the NFT lifetime. If your launch fails, you are not gonna make it probably. If you set 10,000 NFTs to be minted and you only mint 1,500 out of these 10,000, everyone is going to feel bearish about your collection, because if people didn't want to mint it at base price, what's the possibility that the secondary market will go up? And it's not about going up, but it's about having this scarcity in the system. So what's a Dutch auction? Dutch auctions are sales that continue until price reaches the bottom of the band, all sells out. So let's say that your Dutch auctions will start at 5 AVAX, could last 24 hours, and at the end of 24 hours, from 5 AVAX, will get down to 2 AVAX, and price will decrease constantly from 5 to 2 during these 24 hours until it's either sold out or it stops at 2 AVAX, and then it's going to be sold at that price. Why would a creator, or why are we supporting Dutch auctions as an interesting way, or as the way we believe projects should be launched? And believe us, we have done so much research. We spent months behind researching the best way to run a marketplace and to launch new collections. We looked at every possible model, all success cases. What were the best launches which actually had success of collection that did great? And we believe that Dutch auctions are the way to move forward and to give to kickstart a new season of NFTs on Avalanche, because they allow for fair market valuation. It means that your collection, you might want to sell your collection at 2 AVAX, for example, but if you start with a Dutch auction from 5 to 2, you allow free organic price discovery, because everyone could choose to wait until the price reaches the bottom, or they can buy it because they cannot wait and they want to get their hands on one. So if you see that the collection from 10,000 is started to get scarcer and scarcer, it's 5 AVAX and it's 10,000. Now it's 4 AVAX and there are 5,000 left. It's 3 AVAX and there are 1,000 left. You might not want to wait until it reaches 2 AVAX. You want to get it now. And that's why it's organic price discovery, because it gathers to the demand. It also allows for fair distribution, because going all in at the beginning of a Dutch auction doesn't make sense. You're basically buying it at peak. So every good trader will dollar cost average you will not want to go all in at the beginning. You want to wait until the price reaches a fair balance. And this also makes sure that everyone can participate with the same conditions and not that just someone snipes them all at whichever price. It deters botted means because bots try to buy everything when at floor. When on Ethereum, it's known that there is a launch at 0.08 AVAX, 0.08 ETH. Bots are just waiting till the mint starts, and they keep spamming the chain. Well, on Ethereum, they don't spam because they will just burn gas fees endlessly. On AVAX, they do with the bots because it's more entertaining and they spend less. So they time it on Ethereum. But then they buy as much as possible in order then to potentially dump it later on a secondary and just make quick bucks. But in this case, with a system that goes from top to bottom, bots can definitely try to snipe them all, but they're just going to make good money for the creator of the collection because they are probably overpaying what the fair market valuation will be in case the price of the collection will be in the middle. In order, furthermore, stabilizes the price floor because if during a Dutch auction the collection sells out from 5, which was the top, sells out at 3 AVAX, then you know that 3 AVAX is already the floor in that case. But there's people also that spend a bit more. So if you're making an interesting mix in that case, and you're not just saying whatever price was mint was so cheap that any price above that is good. It reduces gas issues, as we talked about, having a 24 hours, for example, Dutch auction allows for any time from the beginning till the end to be the best time. So there is no one running to get all the collection at minute 0. And the whitelist advantage also is reduced in this case because everyone can get in just a bit at the beginning of the Dutch auction mechanism. You don't need to whitelist necessarily. I would like to start maybe to ask if there is anyone with some questions about the topic that we have discussed now. It was a lot of information, so I will be open to any interesting question regarding NFTs from the audience.
Marketplace. Yes. Thank you. So I have a marketplace, and I would be interested to know how it's more advantageous for us to use Trader Joe marketplace for secondary market sales. What would be the pros in that sense? And in our case, it's very special NFTs because it's real assets, physical assets. It's wine and spirits.
So there are only benefits in being on as many marketplaces as possible. There are huge benefits in being on Joepegs because the reach and trust that we have from our users. If a Trader Joe user is looking now to buy NFTs, they will like to do it on our marketplace. And if the collection is, and we already support all collections, like we index them all. So collections are going to be on our marketplace regardless when you launch them. The thing that we do as the thing that our operation team does to support your creators is anyway to verify the collection, because there might be clones of your collection. It might be an official one. So what we do is that we provide the verified tick so that people will know we actually had verify the wallet of the owner, and we respect the royalties. So it's all confirmed that is good, that is the right collection, and it gives visibility. If the collection of your artist does well on our marketplace, we're going to allow them to get on the spotlight on a platform that does not have to sell you anything. One thing of Trader Joe, one thing of Joe, not just Trader Joe, like we are beyond trading with NFT marketplace. So with Joepegs and Trader Joe, the thing is that our users just like interacting on our platform and they trust us. So we are not selling out with bad collections or with actors that are not interested in growth. So when your artist just wants to grow more, we are there to support them because we want to support every good artist on the Avalanche blockchain. That's our interest. We want the Avalanche blockchain to grow. We are supporting it by offering the best DEX experience with Trader Joe. We want to support the Avalanche growth by offering the best NFT marketplace possible with Joepegs. So we are with an abundance mentality. Being on all marketplaces, it's good, and especially we see being on the Joepegs marketplace.
Hello. Thank you, David, for the amazing presentation and great name for the marketplace, by the way. It's awesome. So, guess two-part question. Number one is that what's your guys' plan when it comes to like music and NFT? That's number one. And also number two, just personally curious, like what are some of your thoughts on that, right? Because I'm sure like after all the digital artists, maybe like musicians also want to get involved in, our party or our ecosystem or community as well. So.
Oh, very interesting. So NFTs currently are a wild west of standardization. What we do is that we have worked hard to make sure that all formats which are currently the most used are supported on the front end, and we are always going to roll out new integration and new features. Music, video, augmented reality, GameFi. What we are going to focus on is to guarantee that the formats which creators are going to use are going to be supported. And we just launched, we are still in beta, so every feature is going to be rolled out in order to gather towards all different flavors of NFTs. The problem with NFTs is indeed that anyone could use a format that they want. They could use any way of hyperlinking to the original format. And that's why we are there to support with our Launchpad in order to make sure that if you want to make sure it is well supported, we are going to be rolling out features which support the format you are looking for. Music NFTs are something that we are very aware of since a long time, also because our friends from Husky Evax, we have done a good party this summer at the Avalanche Summit with them, are actually also in this business. They already support it, and they incubate some projects which are also related. So we are eyes open on all interesting formats which need to be on an NFT marketplace, because possibilities are truly endless, which is an issue for our developers because they have to work a lot, but they can do everything. So we know that we can easily solve it. Every format, however, will the space has to move towards a certain level of standardization in order to make it simple, because then it might work on one marketplace but not on others. So it's not great if we are the only one supporting the format of a certain NFT and then all other secondaries don't. It would be better if someone that launches a project knows that it's going to be compatible with as many marketplaces as possible. Welcome. Other questions? Sure.
Maybe I missed it in the presentation, but is there like a revenue sharing mechanism with the NFT marketplace that you guys have, similar to LooksRare, meaning that, you know, the more you engage with the platform, the more of a kickback you get?
As of now, no.
Make it happen.
Well, we want Avalanche to grow, and we just want to make sure that all collections get served well. We want this NFT rush, let's call it. We want this season of NFT to start because, let's be honest, collections are still trying to understand, is Avalanche the right place where to launch?
Yeah.
And so as of now, we want the space and our marketplace to grow as much and as fast as possible. And then we will see how to move from there. But exponential growth is our target. And we know that first growth, then sharing eventually, or other methodologies. Whatever works best for further growth and supporting whoever is a participant of the ecosystem.
Okay, can I have a follow-up question?
Yeah.
I was wondering, so do you have any projects that you're helping incubate or that you're working with that are implementing dynamic NFTs, so NFTs that do not have basically static metadata, but they have changing metadata? That's question one. And question two is, are you planning to allow other marketplaces to kind of learn from you and basically through a factory pattern just, you know, fork and create their own marketplaces, or is that not something on your roadmap?
I mean, our code is on GitHub, so...
So we could just do a classic fork, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Which is the hardest thing to do?
Depends. It is, so our code is there, so anyone can have a look into it. We are also audited, of course. We care a lot about making sure that the platform is easily accessible, and anyone looking also into launching, like also Launchpad is on GitHub, and it's possible to look in the work that we are making in behind that. But what previous question was related?
NFTs, whether you're
Dynamic NFTs also, yeah, we read what the chain says, so we support what we can read on chain. So we are talking about GameFi, for example. These GameFi NFTs have variables like level or similar objects. It might be a bit more complex to make sure that we can read all, that we can display all details. Maybe we don't display all information that is necessary. That will need a bigger partnership. So as of now, we are moving towards the standard way of managing NFTs and all properties as they are displayed. If there's something very specific, which as of today we can't read, we are there to partner with anyone that is doing something cool and interesting so that we can build together. So, someone behind?
Another question waiting.
Oh, down there. Very good question. So you can follow Joepegs on Twitter, which we are already trying to push a lot. And the true core success of Trader Joe is the memes. So we learned that memes are the way to raise mass audience, and we have full-time artists which ship memes 24/7. Like they are really on our payroll, multiple artists, which are our meme generators, and we try to throw and push out as many memes and information posts also. It's not only about the memes, it's about education and about teaching users that the marketplace exists, what to do with it. We just started, we were so focused on making sure that we could ship it, that we are now done with that, and now the marketing part started. If you have ever tried to reach out to us about your collection in the past months, so some artists that we were in talk with artists since months, and they were like, when marketplace? So they were waiting for months, actually, that we were launching it, because we were hinting, we are going to do it. But at the beginning was a kind of secret project, then we started to go out with it, and now we are truly out with it, and the education phase is starting. We believe that the way to grow Avalanche NFTs is to attract new market participants from other blockchains. So we want Ethereum NFT participants to know that Trader Joe, the brand, the DEX that they knew was already on Avalanche and was cool because the memes, but was also a very good DEX, also launched a marketplace, and the marketplace, it's a thing on its own, with its own life. That's why it's not Joe Marketplace, but is Joepegs. Joepegs has a life on its own. It's from the same team, and we are all in on both products. But Joepegs has a direction, and the direction is telling to the world that NFTs on Avalanche exist, that they are going to be a big thing, and we are going to support the blockchain to make it big, thanks to our marketplace also. So we are pushing a lot. And as mentioned, we know that organic growth is the way to make it. When it was July and August this summer, Trader Joe became big because we attracted many new users to move away from other layer 1 or layer 2s on Avalanche. And myself, I moved to Avalanche because I knew about Trader Joe, and Trader Joe was the reason why I came on Avalanche, because I wanted to try it, I wanted to experience it, and I fell in love with it. And we want users to have the same feeling with the Joepegs marketplace. We want them to bridge for the first time on Avalanche and to make a purchase on our marketplace as their first experience on the blockchain, so that they can, and to make them love the fact that transactions are so cheap and so fast that they will want to stay. And we also, of course, support artists. Our BD team is having endless calls with artists that are trying to launch, explaining how launching a collection with us will work, what will be best. We retweet, we support, we do all marketing necessary to support new artists that partner with us to get the visibility they deserve, because we truly love art and we love user experience in a way that if we like when we like the collection and when we like the artist, and we are aligned that we believe that something good deserves visibility, then we do the best in order to give them this visibility in an equal way with all collections, of course. But we want to push through art and through excellence. We want AAA collections to launch on our marketplace. We want to bring the fashion labels. We want to bring the musicians. We want to bring the real artists that maybe have never done an NFT collection on any chain. We want them to launch on Avalanche for the first time on the Joepegs marketplace.
Hi, David. Sorry, I missed your presentation before, but I think you just gave me a keyword, AAA collection. So we're launching the Women Hackers Club on ETH mainnet. But it's an omni-chain protocol because we're using layer 0. So actually, every holder can transfer their NFT to AVAX, to Polygon, or to other chains in the future. My question is, just what you said before, getting more traffic on AVAX. Would that be something that you could create, maybe some kind of an incentive for people to transfer their NFT to AVAX and give kind of an incentive to the holders, in a way of marketing maybe or other forms that you have thought of? Is this something you have in mind?
We have plans, of course. We want this rush to be beyond what's currently available. As we are just in the first week of launch, we are making sure that the platform is ready for what's to come. But what's to come, we really want to make sure it succeeds. So indeed, omni-chain NFTs is extremely interesting. I'm super fascinated. Layer 0, omni-chain NFTs are very interesting. Like we have Ghostly Ghost, which is was the first omni-chain project that we heard of, verified on our collection, and we will of course allow and support potentially with our Launchpeg the Avalanche minting possibly of the same collections on AVAX, and maybe they could be bridged over to other places.
Also, kind of a UI interface. I mean, we're creating our own UI interface on our website, so you can actually, because nobody wants to go through the contract, this is the only chance if you don't have a UI interface to actually send your NFT to AVAX, because it's kind of a burning and minting process, which is quite gas intensive as well. So maybe this could be something to get a lot of new traffic on Avalanche as well.
What we see as the future, which Ethereum people have yet to understand, is that we see that the future of omni-chain NFTs is actually minting on Avalanche, and then you bring it wherever you want. Because minting on Ethereum costs so much gas that why? So let's fix the problem by bringing the same capital that is available on Ethereum to Avalanche, to mint on Avalanche without the gas wars, which are ridiculous, and we just work. Avalanche is to free the world from this burden of ridiculous gas fees also. And we want it to be fast and efficient and cheap. So we see the omni-chain NFTs were to decide, as we envision it, to be minting on Avalanche and supporting these collections, and then wherever. And yes, we will work with artists to make sure that every collection has an audience, they have communities. Educating your audience about how to move, how to buy on Avalanche for the first time, it's key. And we are there to partner with whoever wants to go big and wants to bring their community, and we will support the educational phase on how to get there. We actually have plans in making this to happen. So make sure to scan my Telegram code, my QR code, so you can message me and I'll put in touch with the Joepegs BD team. Sorry, louder. Well, let's say that first of all, we live in the present. So before Ethereum 2.0 happens, there might be a lot of time, and gas fee might look differently. But what's the difference? Why is Avalanche so cool, according to me, or according to the Avalanche community? The Avalanche community is extremely strong and united, and we want the ecosystem to grow. We believe in each other, so we protocols all talk to each other, we team up, we work together. We want the chain to grow, and we do ecosystem growth. So it might be true that gas fees will get cheaper on Ethereum, but that's not the flavor of Avalanche. We eat something different on the Avalanche blockchain. We have our own taste on how things look like. We believe in our own vision on how the chain should grow, and we want to bring protocols from outside on our chain to embrace our community. We are not just an alternative to Ethereum. We are different than Ethereum, but we are still crypto, we are still DeFi, we are still on-chain. It's just that you will understand that collections or protocols that are arriving, landing, or that are already existing on Avalanche have a very specific way to approach the community. And the GameFi future, for example, of the blockchain is shaping up to be extremely interesting. GameFi in NFTs, it's the same thing almost. Every GameFi protocol wants to do two things: a token and an NFT collection. We support with the DEX the token, and we support the NFT collection with the Joepegs marketplace. We are going to make the life and future of GameFi protocols so interesting because it's a one-stop shop solution where we support a protocol from the beginning till the end. We, as Trader Joe in this case, we are helping GameFi projects to understand how do I launch my entire project on your chain. And this doesn't exist. Something like this doesn't exist on other chains, and the support you will get from all the members of the community, I hope you will find it outside, because it's nice to be friends everywhere. But when a GameFi project, for example, will launch on Avalanche, the community will stay. They are there for this project. They are not deciding to move anywhere else. And then they want to grow their experience on the chain just because this special flavor of projects that is available and are part of the ecosystem. Any other last question?
Because actually we are behind the time, I think it would be best if you can grab him with a coffee,
Cool.
having a private
Yes.
session, or like add him on Twitter and DM. He said that DM is opened.
Yes, that's my Telegram. Thank you very much.